Ghost Prime's Transformers Reviews. Today I'll be taking a look at Siege Springer. Now this is the Springer that I didn't know I wanted, but I know I needed. He is a fantastic figure. He has a couple flaws. One has to do with his packaging and the other has to do with the design of the figure himself. However, this figure is beautiful. It is an amazing figure. It's very good. I really like this figure. He has a bunch of weapons he comes with, and you can do a bunch of different things with him. He has a lot of playability, this figure. Now, Springer kind of has a varied history in Transformers. The character model for the cartoon was pretty excellent, designed by Fleur O'Derry. And the first appearance was on Transformers, the movie. He was one of the crew on Earth at Autobot base. No real explanation as to how he got there. He just was there. As with a lot of the newer figures that were to replace the toy line after the Transformers the movie. His Generation 1 toy was not so great. He has had a couple different figures, homages to him throughout the years. He does not have an official masterpiece. I do not have Fan Toys Apache, which is something I do plan on getting, which is a decent Springer figure. And then there is the Generations Springer figure that was the Nick Roche design from the IDW comics, which I have that one. I'll be comparing that in the review. That is also a very good Springer, but it's not a G1 Springer. This does G1 Springer a lot of justice. He is a very decent figure. So without any further ado, let's get to the review. All right, let's start off with a look at the box. He's a pretty standard box for the Siege line and the Voyager class. He has beautiful artwork on the side. There is one thing on this side artwork that I really want to show you guys. I'm wondering if this is a foreshadowing. Look who that is. See if I get it in focus. Doesn't that look like Wheeljack? Maybe we're going to get a Siege Wheeljack coming down the line. Anyhow, his artwork is very nice. He does have some Cybertronian lettering that are blacklight responsive here on the side. You can kind of see also in the shine. On the back of the box, you can see his robot mode. He has a Battle Master for a hammer and his helicopter and car modes. Bottom is the standard legal stuff. Top has the Autobot logo and the War for Cybertron Siege logo. Inside the box, you will find an instruction manual that shows some instructions on how to transform this guy. He has a ton of steps they crammed in here, both front and back. And of course, in the packaging, you also get the figure and his accessories. For accessories, he comes with two guns that come packaged together, like into one larger gun, like this. His rotor piece, and two swords. Now, the packaging that they have is a little too small for the swords, and they end up cramming them in there, and as you could tell, they are bowed. Which a little hot water could fix that. I haven't done that yet because I want to show you guys this is how I got it, that the rotors there are, the rotor swords are bowed. It is fixable, not too big of an issue, but it is an issue. So, onto the figure. Now, the Springer, of course, is faithful to his Generation 1 design. He looks fantastic, even with the wear he has. The shin wear is not too bad, as you can see. Let me see if I get it in the light here. And in focus. The shin wear is not too bad. Actually, it's done pretty well. It definitely looks like it's wear on metal. It actually is done neat. What I do not like is the wear on the shoulders. I think it's done a little too much. It looks more like slathered paint rather than wear. Same on the chest right here. Again, looking like painted on rather than it's paint coming off. But he is a great design. He does suffer from one thing. Now, he's standing up okay here, but see, he leans back. So as part of it is this heel piece. They don't have any, they don't rest on anything here. So if you press hard on the leg here, it won't go back. But because of the legs all tabbed together, it opens up just it doesn't come on tab, but it has some give. So he ends up leaning back. This doesn't affect posability. He actually has a lot of posability. So let's take a quick 360 at this figure, just to check out his beautiful green and yellow goodness. He is a fantastic figure. There's a lot of wear up on this piece as well. Let's see if I can get it on that head sculpt without him falling over. There we go. Look at that head sculpt. He's a great head sculpt. Definitely Springer. No doubt about it. So for articulation, he does have waist swivel, which only swivels back and forth to here. He has a little piece of the back due to transformation that hinders a full 360 at the waist. He has shoulders that go about this far out. He has arms that can twist here, 90 degrees, or actually over 90 degrees at the elbow. I thought it was a little over 90. The elbow. He has wrist swivels as well. Head is on a ball joint, although you can't really get too much up and down movement out of it or side to side. Just a very little bit. He does go 360. The hips can go all the way out, either side. Legs up, back that far. Can twist around. A little over 90 at the knee. He has ankle tilts as well as toe up and down, mainly due to transformation, but you can get some pretty good poses out of this guy, which is very cool. And he does come with a lot of accessories, like I said. Now, what can you do with them? So he has the 2 swords. I do believe that the Nick Roche design does the swords a lot better. These ones are separate pieces and do not combine into a single sword with the rotor, but you can hold one in each hand like so. Or you could take a sword. He has these little pegs here on the back that will peg into the slot of the sword, and you can hold it like that on his backpack. And you could put his guns kind of hanging off the back like so. You could do that for either one of the guns. For both of them, when you put it on, like put them together, kind of put the gun back like that. Or you could have them hold it. Now this piece is meant to go on his back into the slot where the rotor goes, like this piece goes. And you could put a sword in it so he kind of holds it across his back like that. You can kind of do what you want with this. I actually don't mind him with these swords hanging off the side. I think it looks okay. He has a lot of pegs or holes for two peg things in. He has one on each one of his arms here. He has one on his legs. He has shoulders mounted. Of course, he has the one in the back, one on the back here, 2 on the top, 1 on each foot. So they are a lot of options to place guns, to place the weaponizer figures on him. Definitely a lot of playability with this figure. So get him standing for some comparisons. The first up, here he is with Generation 1 Springer. And now here he is with the Nick Roche design. Move the camera up a little bit. As you can see, he's a little shorter. He does, however, fit. He's very hefty, where this guy is very much more lanky. Both decent figures. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this one. I love this figure. Siege Starscream figure. So if you notice, his head is a bit higher than the Siege Starscream. He is a tad taller. Okay, now let's get into transformation. So transformation on this guy is fairly intuitive. Has a lot of little pieces to pull apart, a lot of things to tab in, and they have to be snug, but it does fit snug once you get them all in. So, the first thing you want to start with is his arms. You pull his arms apart like so. Oh, that was tapped in there tight. They go on like that. Now what the arms do is they have this little piece here. This little nub. Let's see if you can see. I'll see if I get that close up. And then focus. A little nub. Now I can see that wearing out over time. But it fits into this slot on the side right here. And they fit very, very snugly in robot mode. I don't have any problems with them falling out. However, this doesn't snap. It is very loose on here. And when you transform back into the robot mode, it's kind of a pain in the ass to hold it and try to get the arm snapped. Once you get one of the arms snapped in, though, you're all good. So what you want to do is now move the chest forward and up. Turn the head around. These flaps come out like so. And then this piece goes up. Kind of with, so the head's laying in there like this. Put this top piece over it. Now, there are little pegs on his chest up here. And those go right under there like that. And that holds it tightly. So for his arms, I like this. This is great. So this back flap here, that kind of completes the arm look so it's not all hollow. Comes out, little piece flips around. His arms, you gotta straighten them out at the elbow. And then this piece will just slide or twist right down onto his fist. And that goes into the bottom of the fist hole. Same thing for the other side. Into the bottom of his fist. Like so. So this is what you have now. Oh, you can take this piece off. So, from here, you want to start doing the legs. Now, the legs, first thing, he has his knee here, but then he has another joint where they flip around. So you want to move his feet in, like that, on either side. Now, move them like this, and like this. So they're kind of flat with the shin. The bottom of the foot is flat with the shin. And then they go like that. Then this piece here, the wheel piece, open that up. Actually, I'll probably do that beforehand. Open that piece up. And there's a little wing in here. I don't know if you can see it in there. Now you got to get that out of there. Like that and like that. So it's sticking up like so. Like he has in his car mode. Order of operation wise, kind of got to do it before you do the everything else. But once that is done, you can just kind of leave them there for right now. So these pieces, as I said, kind of moved before, so are flattened out, and you have this piece here on a hinge, and then you have this whole piece right here is on this large hinge. So if you notice on here, see if I get the camera in there, there are slots right here where the heels of the feet go into. So what you want to do is push this piece back. And my joint here is super tight. Ugh. Now push it back. And you could snap the legs together here. Make sure the heel pieces are lined up. Oh, the legs didn't snap together. There we go. Nice click noise. And then this piece comes down. These pieces keep moving back up. Now the arms, or the wheels, they go like this. So what you want to do is there's this peg, and it's also on a hinge. And as you can see, it moves with the hinge. So you want to make sure that peg goes into that slot right there. So to do so, there's also another peg in here. So if you do, you just move it up. And once you kind of get a little finagling in there, kind of just like so, holds pretty tightly. And do that for both sides. Kind of line it up. There. And they go in like that. Now this top piece right here has 4 pegs on it. And they go in, there's 2 slots in the feet, 2 slots in the shins, and snap it together. And there's the car mode. Move the camera down a little bit so you can see it. Very good. He rolls okay. He doesn't roll great. It does kind of drag there. And one of my wheels here doesn't really like to roll. The other ones are pretty good. That one's not. Now that's Springer in car mode. Very G1 faithful. It's very cool looking. Now he has ports. You could put his weapons different places. The official mode for this is, at least it shows at the back of the packaging, and I believe in the instructions, is swords go on either side, guns in the middle, so it creates sort of like this turret thing, and then you could put that directly on top. Which, to me, not a huge fan of that. However, there's a ton of options, so it doesn't really matter. You could put his guns in the back here, on these pegs. You put them on the side pegs, top pegs. Each gun could go directly on the top like that. And the swords, his little backpack nubs are there. You can put them back, or you could put them forward, whatever you like. So he has a ton of options for both weaponizers and his own weapons. Now, to get this guy into helicopter mode, it's fairly easy, fairly straightforward. There's a lot of transforming of the legs. So you untab this piece here, move that forward, untab the pieces from the arms, undo the arms entirely, the legs, untab them together. So the legs here, as you can see, they're made up of a bunch of different pieces, and if I can get the camera in there right, so they're made up of a bunch of different pieces. And this piece comes out, this piece comes like this. So what you want to do is twist the hip around, move these pieces out like so. Keep this wing out, and so that's really long there, and do that for both. So here's kind of a magic moment for me, because I don't read the instructions before I start doing this the first time. I only read the instructions afterwards to make sure I got it done right. So after the legs are done, what you want to do is take this hip piece here, and these are super tight. Push it down on both sides. Really clever. Really, really clever. So, sorry, I was wrong about the legs. So move the legs like this. These whole pieces snap together. All these pieces snap together. So what I do, I kind of leave this right now, but you want to make sure that this is all straight, or else it won't snap together correctly. So for the arms, there's a couple things you want to do. Now, we just connected this piece here. So his arm here has this little piece that you take and you open this piece up, kind of wiggle it to slide it out, and this piece comes out like that. Fold the whole piece back. Make sure that clears. And that stays like that. You do that for both sides. It holds like so. In helicopter mode, his arms are a little further back. They're kind of with the front exposed here. And they snap in, but let me get the legs done first. So all this piece, let's get to the legs. These two pieces have two pegs in the back and they snap together. These pieces snap together and then these go on the sides of the legs. So let's actually move the arms out and get this all together. Put the feet in like this so they cover the top of the shins. Tab the legs in the back. Shins. And then these pieces snap together right here. And that forms the back piece. Also snap this together. Holds together pretty tightly. You gotta get some force behind it. Now the arms peg it a little bit further back behind via these pegs here into peg on the arm. And this helps if you can see it. Like that. On both sides. Then this piece again comes down and snaps together via the same pegs into the feet. Like so. Now all you have to do is put the rotor together. Rotor piece. Slide each one of the handles of the swords into the slots. And then push that on there. And Springer has been transformed into helicopter mode. Again, very cool. Tons of detail on it. Very, very cool. Very Generation 1 faithful. Very decent. Again, rolls all right. Now the guns you could place on the side here, which I believe is on the box art. You can also put them there. So it's totally up to you. He is a cool figure. So for some final thoughts on this guy. And that was Warfare Cybertron Siege Springer. He is a fantastic figure. He is very faithful to the Generation 1 design. He's almost, some people are almost saying he's a small masterpiece. I wouldn't quite go that far, but he has wonderful engineering in him. All except for the aforementioned heel where he leans back when he stands, but you could negate that because he actually poses very, very well and stands well in those poses. He does have a lot of the wear on the paint wear on the shoulders here, which I don't think you could take off because this is painted. Overall, though, he's an excellent figure. Now, I would absolutely pick this guy up if you see him right now. He's in stores. People are seeing him all over the place in Walmart's. Target still has an embargo on him until 7/28, which doesn't make any sense because he's out everywhere else. I got this guy from Entertainment Earth. He is really good, and even if you have the Nick Roche design Springer, I would recommend picking this guy up. So please, like, subscribe, hit the bell, dislike if you have to. And I'll see you guys next time.